Hey, happy Thursday. I hope my system settings are okay. If they are not, you're going to have to let me know since I had to reconfigure my whole computer and my whole setup. But Dirty Blonde here in a brand new house. As you can see, the setup is ever so slightly different here. I hope everything works fine. My internet was kind of a little dodgy for the first few days. Um, I was able to just recently set it up in a way where I'm really happy with the placement of my desk. My room is not rectangular, nor is it squared, so I really had to configure everything, and it's been a journey. I basically bought a new house maybe, I think it was in November or October. I don't actually remember when we officially signed the papers. We got it in December, end of December, and we've been setting it up ever since. But we had to renovate it completely, like gut the place and redo everything, rework everything. So it's been wild. And we just moved in last Thursday. And I was going to jump right into streaming as soon as I moved in, but honestly, I didn't get the chance to. It's kind of hard when you don't have floors and you're walking on plywood, and then when you're walking, you're splintering. We got the floors in, but then there was so much else that kept coming up that I wasn't able to stream as soon as I had wanted to, but oh, thank you. But I finally am here now, and good luck shaking me. I'll be on almost every single day now that majority of the house is complete. In order to not talk about myself so much, though, it's tempting. Not myself, rather my house, which feels like an extension of myself at this point. I'm in Guild Wars. Actually, when I moved in, me and Nostrafus were able to play a little bit of Valheim, but oh, Sandwich Night! Sandwich Night! I thought about you today, and I was going to message you, but again, with the move, it's been wild. So I was actually going to ask you, Sandwich Night, if you're okay to play Demonologist tomorrow, since today I'm keeping it really short. I started at 8:30. I really only have an hour. But I was going to ask you if tomorrow you were down to play Demonologist, when I'd be able to really sit down and actually game. Oh my god, it feels so weird to be back in Guild Wars because I'm in this world. It's my world, the world that I'm so familiar with, but then like I turn around and it's very different. It is very different. It's weird. And I have hardwood. Actually, it's engineered hardwood, but I have engineered hardwood, and it even feels weird. The way my chair rolls is weird. Everything is weird. But for today, just easing into it, getting that flex back in. I'm just going to do some dailies just to work my way in as a first stream in the new house. I was going to do a little like crappy, oh, look at my house tour, but I I decided against it because we don't actually have our baseboards in, so it looks really ghetto. The floors look nice, but can I just point out my floors are white. Okay, they don't look white. That none of that looks white, but they are white, as wet as I am. And actually, I got so sidetracked, so excited for stream, I didn't even change out of my work clothing today, okay? Like, I'm still in my work outfit. I got my work pants on. Like, this is what I wear to work. Alas, I've been dying to do my Guild Wars dailies. I've been talking to Latin Boy, one of my mods, and I've been so excited every day I'm like, I want to do fractals today. I want to do fractals tomorrow. And every time I sit down and just get a minute to orient myself, something goes sideways in the house. I knew renovations were really, really hard. You hear from other people, but you don't really, I don't know, you don't really think about it until, what is that? Ew, that looks horrible in my color scheme. Ooh, that couldn't have come at a worse time. That's new. Nah. All right, we are not here to spend money on gems. What are the dailies? Let's take a look here. So I have to complete 3 events. I see an event going on right now. Stop the looting. Dodge 3 enemies, 15 resources with a logging axe, and loot 10 defeated enemies. That looks like 10-minute dailies, honestly. Except no one's really here right now, or I can't see anybody. Okay, so this is weird. I haven't played this game in a week, over a week maybe, and all of a sudden, like, my fingers feel fat on the keyboard. Not a problem. Hey, you guys. Hey, you, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh God. Oh God, they're so bad. Hey, stop that looting. Stop, no looting. No looting, please. Oh, sir. Please come back. No, please don't loot. Oh no, he's looting. Oh no! I'm dying. Oh, he looted. He looted. Oh, there's someone here. Oh, they're running away. Oh, that's nice. Okay, well, there's no time for screwing around. I guess we'll just kill everybody that kill everyone that you see, right? That's how you do it. I don't really know who I'm targeting. I don't know how to play at all. Hey, you, are you looting? No looting. Striker, no striking? I've never actually grown up with Dora the Explorer, but... Hey! No! That is really upsetting. All right, we're not finishing this. Are we? I don't know. I think I see another player, so that's kind of good. Oh, hi. Oh, bye. Oh, hi. Oh, bye. That's a little embarrassing. Oh! Sorry, I'm a mess. I've been running off of very little sleep with everything that I have to do in the house. I'm on like collectively 3 hours a night of sleep for at least a week, so you will have to forgive some really not good gameplay. Can you do that one? That one, the looter. Whatever. Is the event over? What's this person doing? Oh. Okay, just... Yeah, I kind of feel like I forgot everything, I'm not gonna lie. It feels like what I'm doing just isn't really good, but again, you're gonna have to... please forgive me, because... Aha! Looter. We kill the looter. That's the only way to stop him, is to kill him. And obviously, we need to get rid of those beautiful defenses. Can I... yeah, and now just target him. Okay, good. And you, I don't like you either, so I'm just gonna... oh, I don't like that looter, actually. That's my real... victim? Target? I don't know. I hear something going on, but I'm so one-track minded because... no, God, please, no, don't go to the ether world. Okay. What did I see? Snuggles Prime? Aw. Thanks for the bits. That's really sweet. Thank you. Wow, despite my, like, really... maybe you guys will say, oh, come on, Blondie, your gameplay's always pretty crap. But to me, I feel exceptionally stiff right now. Like, I jumped right into here. I already died. Excuse me, there's no reason that I had already died. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Can I eat that, please? Thanks. Oh. Like, I don't even... there's so much going on. And like I said, I'm running off of maybe collectively, like, just very few hours of sleep every night. I know it's not an excuse, but I'll use it as a reason for my jank gameplay. I don't know why he's invulnerable. Like, what? Ah, get him, let's get him. Yeah, we got him! Oh, should I be, like, returning this somewhere? Yes, is the answer. I should be returning this right here, apparently. Okay, cool. Oh, why are you so big? I like how I'm using a ranged attack, but I'm right beside him, so what's the point? There is no point. Anyways, outside of me, I hope everyone's been doing really well. I've been quite in contact with Nostrafus, though I know he's been quite... The event succeeded. Yay! Okay. I know he's been quite busy as well with life, just doing his Nas thing, I guess. Okay. Well, I stopped the looting, and I got 2 dailies done. I don't even know when I used the dodge roll, honestly. I don't know. I looted 10 defeated enemy. Who did I even loot? Who... Was I ever hitting F? That just proves how fat my fingers are. I didn't even realize I was looting anybody. I was just clicking buttons and hoping for the best. But we completed 1 event, which is great. And I got something out of it, like writs and gear and favors and luck. I could use me some luck. I could use me a lot of luck and lockpicks. That sounds... Woo! Sounds good. Coins. I love me some coins. Heaven knows when you open a mortgage this big, you can use some coins. What else? That's it. No, I don't really want to stay here because... I have no good reason for that. Ooh, so yawny. Forgive me. I just have to complete like 2 more events and I guess I can stay in Cantha. I love Cantha. It's really beautiful, but how committed am I? Is this just an AFK player? Oh. Is that the same guy? Oh. Oh! No. Oh, goodness. Why are they all invulnerable? Somebody made fun of me today for my Valley Girl voice. Said, like, you get tired when you talk like a Valley Girl. Like, no, I don't. I'm not even tired. I know some men really hate Valley Girl, but do you really want me to change who I am just to appease you? That's the question I have for you. I had people say, that's not your real voice. I'm like, if it's not my real voice, then why do I do it when I'm really tired? I don't know. Is it my real voice or is this one my I'm not dumb voice? I really often wonder, why is it that the more fatigued I am, the more tired I am, the more I get Valley Girly? If that's not really my voice, then why is that one the one that comes out when I'm at my lowest? I have questions for myself, questions that I can't really answer. This is just atrocious gameplay. Again, I am kind of embarrassed and I'm sorry that anybody is witnessing this horrible display of gamesmanship. Dying twice to really what I shouldn't be dying to. Oh no, the anxious yawns are coming. And I do have anxiety yawns. That's just a real thing. Yeah, let's get close for him and break that defiance. Screw your defiance! Aw, thanks for popping in. I really appreciate it. I wouldn't say anything is going well. My gameplay is stiff as hell. Like, this is... I'm a little embarrassed. I can feel how poorly I'm doing. But again, just... running off of such little sleep, I don't know how much better I can do, honestly. I'm gonna die. I am dead. Incidentally, so is that other guy. Who? That one. Oh no, I'm so sorry, I'm yawning. as I mentioned, it's been rough. Every minute, I mean, sorry, every day, just 3 to 4 hours of solid sleep. I also got like a very large king size bed, but oh, did they die too? Oh, I'm sorry. Um, I also got this large king size bed, and the mattress is like firmer than what I'm used to, so I just can't help but when your mattress isn't the same, you always feel like you're dis displaced. When the mattress is the same, the softness is the same, it is the same mattress, you'll always feel like you're at home because you're literally sleeping on a piece of home. But when everything is different, from the floors to the bathroom, and oh my God, this house is so cold. So prior to, I lived in this teeny tiny cottage, a 3 bedroom, but calling them bedrooms is gracious. My office was a bedroom. My master was, I guess, a bedroom, but the third room was really like a den that leads to the outside. And that thing, it would heat to, let's say, 73, 74 degrees Fahrenheit. It would heat up to that within 15 to 20 minutes if it's at, let's say, 68, 69 degrees. This house, that's kind of embarrassing because I'm just laying here dead. Let's go elsewhere and pretend like that. OMG, thank you. Oh, noble soul. That is so nice. I love a noble soul is healing you. Yes, they are noble. I'm not being sarcastic. Anyways, this house having 3 stories. 2, really, but I count the basement as a story. It doesn't get hotter than maybe 21 degrees Celsius. I really got to do the Fahrenheit conversions, but I haven't done it yet. So it's at 21 degrees Celsius at most. And some rooms, you walk into them and they're bloody freezing. And other rooms, like the bathrooms, are hot as hell. You walk in and you're in hell. You walk out and you're freezing. You're in the Arctic. It's a lot. The sounds, too. When you move to a new house, you have to get used to all the sounds that you hear. And pause. That event did not count towards my dailies because I guess I didn't complete it because I was dead. Let's just go into the woods somewhere and log things. Just cut down trees. That's there must be trees here. Let's just cut down trees. Do I have the tools? I got some axes. Burp. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry. Miss Ticklebean. That's cute. Anyways, as I was saying, house is freezing. Every room I walk into is just such an adjustment. I just can't get my bearings. I'm starting to get the hang of it. Like, I'm getting comfortable enough. I know where I am, but it's such a big adjustment. But since I see some viewers are here, I don't know how many of you are active, but I have this closet space. It used to have glass doors over top. I didn't replace them, and I just shoved Lily in there until I get to build her a new enclosure. It really works. I've got a few enclosure ideas for her, but I haven't really had the time, obviously, to get to it. So For now, she's just in her regular enclosure. There are a couple of pets that haven't made it here with me yet, such as my goldfish, Maury. You can guess what type of fish he is, or she. I don't know. I never asked his gender, but it's a black moor goldfish. He, she, it has yet to make its way over to this house. I'll need to, you know, it's hard to transport a whole 40-gallon aquarium. It's not really easy, so I haven't figured out how to do it yet. And I don't know if any of my viewers are familiar with aquarium or fish keeping. You gotta cycle the water. I don't really want to cycle the water. I don't want to put in new water. I have a lot of plants, a lot of everything. But I also don't exactly have all these paint buckets that I can pour the water into to transport it. So I'll have to end up doing a cycle. So I'm wondering if I could buy a new fish tank, start cycling the water, use my existing filter for all the beneficial bacteria that's within it. But then I'd be leaving my current setup without a filter. It's so complicated. And those filters, I have like a canister filter. It's massive. It's not massive, but it's not exactly easy to just transport with me. I'm leaving this area. This is way too... I'm back at like noob level of gameplay, so off I go to noob territory. All I gotta do is just get me some wood. Wood. I love wood. So might I remind you that I say I love wood because I just spent my life savings on hardwood. Engineered, but still hardwood. And my God, is it ever beautiful. I'll upload a picture to my Discord within a couple of days, maybe more so when I can get my baseboards in. But we're getting crown molding throughout all of my ceilings. It's going to look beautiful, I think. I don't know, you can tell me otherwise. Yay, we did our dailies. I don't have the energy to complete. I can't even read. To complete 3 events, that's like... Let's just gather all the resources. Clearly that's a weekly challenge. And when do I have until 22 hours remaining? 3 days remaining. I can gather 100, that's easy. Let's just start gathering everything I stumble upon. You, me, we gather. So, moving, not very easy, especially with pets. I don't have Taco here with me yet. He's coming in tomorrow. So is this gorgeous dining room table that I'm buying on Facebook Marketplace, but I have to pick it up with a moving truck because it's huge. 10-seater dining room table. So much. Just so much to do. It's exciting. It keeps me awake at night, but it's also very... When you got work going on and... Oh, and were you as bad as me? I'm willing to bet no, you were not as bad as me today. This is horrible gameplay. Aw, that is nice. See, I'm not a part of any guilds. I'm just a lone wolf. I just wanted to get a Russian swear word next to my name. dirty blonde, the Suka. I never mentioned this, but I went to I don't know, I don't remember what the United States, what you guys, if I have any US viewers, the DMV, is that correct? Thank God, what does it stand for? Driver, motor, vehicle, I don't know. DMV. Here we have a different name for it, though I have heard people still refer to it as a DMV. We have Service Ontario here. It's not the DMV. You go to a Service Ontario, which is the name of my province, and you get all that sorted out. When I went to my DMV, Service Ontario, I tried to get Suka as a license plate. And at first the lady typed it in like, yep, it's good. And then she looked at me. She's like, it's getting flagged as like maybe an inappropriate word. I'm like, how the fudge would they have known? It's not English, but it's using the English. Who's that? Maybe I like him. What if I kind of like him? Oh. I like him. He died easily. I like anybody who dies easily. Anyways, she said, like, it's getting flagged as a bad word. And I don't think she really knew why, but I know. I don't know. Do you guys, do you in the chat know what Suka means? See, that's the thing. It's spelled C-Y-K-A because that's how it would be spelled in Russian, but pronounced Suka. I want to be like a YouTuber, like, comment what you think it means, but I'm not a YouTuber, even though I did start posting some of my streams on YouTube. They're just my streams. They're event succeeded. Wow, does that count toward it? Counts. Like and subscribe. I watch so many YouTubers that I kind of lean into that whole, oh, I forgot this one is not a normal mastery point. I can't get it. It's somewhere deep underground, buried. But you know what? Where is it buried? I know it's buried underground. I think it's one of those mastery points that you only get during an event. If I kill all the grubs, will I maybe get it? I don't know. I'm not going to kill all the grubs. I kind of feel bad for them. It's not their fault they're grubs. What's this? A merchant? Return. That's good. Anyways, if you don't know what the word suka means, it's the B word in Russian. And I just wanted it to be next to my name, so I made a whole guild so that it would have the B word in it. I couldn't think of another 4-letter word. So I decided, yeah, I'm pretty edgy and pretty cool, so let me put a swear word in my, let me make my guild just a Russian swear word. That's gonna really attract a lot of people. A lot of people will really want to lean into my cause if I have swear words in my guild. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, it's not that beautiful. I mean, not beautiful enough to allow me to get near it, I guess. This reminds me of the Janther Wilds. Maybe that's what I should do. Screw all this. Let's just return. I got things to do, I guess. Let's start them. This one looks closer. I don't know. Also, I was really disappointed when moving day happened when I was at work, so I didn't really get to control the flow of my furniture. I just had people do it for me while I was absent. And when I came into my office, most of my things were here, but the computer wasn't. I asked nobody to, sorry, rather, I asked people not to touch my computer because if I fudge it up, I can only blame myself. But if someone else picks it up and drops it or something, like I'd have no one to blame but myself, but also I'd feel like they would feel guilty and stuff. So I asked them to move the desk, the tables, and all that. So that was great. I come into my office. This is my office. I came in really looking forward to seeing what my new setup might look like. You know, you can see it in your mind's eye. I walk in and the stupid casting couch has made its way back. I'm like, oh no. I thought that would be in the in the basement. And the two guys who were kind of moving are like, but it was in your office last time. Isn't that where you wanted it? I'm like, no, I'm trying to get rid of the stupid casting couch. It's not a casting couch, but when I see it in my own stream, I can't help but think like it's so ghetto and just comes off like the perfect casting couch, though it is not steady, so don't look at that. And it's because in the cottage, I never had a guest bedroom, so my office was the guest bedroom. In this house, I have a guest bedroom and a whole basement. That's beautiful. Find clues. Ooh.
Into our mouths, yes?
Well, she was Flame Legion originally. Somewhere like what a northern coded is to a
Nope, not that one. Oh, I forgot all the hotkeys for my mount, so we're just gonna do it this way. Oh, we can't mount in combat. Yes, I can. Okay, can we do the sniff sniff? Oh.
What's that ahead? Seems the timetables of storm patterns. And they match Farah's writing from the looks of it.
Take it we're on the right track.
Am I even attacking anything? No, I'm just pressing buttons. Again, if I don't know actively how many viewers I have, but I swear to God, this isn't like as good as it gets with my gameplay. It's been a very long week. Coming home every day to unfinished floors, and it's not that anybody expected me to do anything. Like, no one ever said, no, you gotta clean up, but I'm such a neat freak, and coming into a really like half-built house was very stressful. In fact, today I haven't even eaten dinner yet. I got home, got some stuff done for work, and immediately came on stream right after my mom left. I haven't had a chance to really eat dinner or anything, so I'm drinking Coke now. It kind of staves off the starvation. It's not so toxic. Like, I'm not hangry. But I am extremely low energy. So I'll probably just finish this off and then head to sleep.
That's all of them.
As I was saying, they're field notes on spawn emitting steam and sulfur, characteristic of Ura. Aligns with Farah's work. If she's documented them, I'd suppose she's met them. But is she equipped to defend herself?
It's rare a Priory scholar is also skilled in combat.
Best we get to her before any more spawn do.
Warn me.
We're almost there, Farah. We're coming. Slowly. We're looking for clues, and I'm not even on my war claw. I'm on my raptor. Oh, hi, Farah. How's it going? Oh, bye, Farah. Fine, Farah. Don't worry, Farah. We'll defend you. Even though that was a really awkward interaction. You kind of ran past us, and there was nobody else in the vicinity. It's fine. Maybe she's on drugs and she just missed us. It happens, I guess. I don't know. Talk to Farah. Hi, Farah.
Should be all of them. Are you hurt, Farah?
I'm fine. It's my study that's ruined. You killed my specimens.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have yelled, no, 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 if you didn't want us to kill your specimens.
It's called observation. Just because you see something doesn't mean you have to kill it, you know.
Force of habit.
What an ungrateful suka.
In these wilds alone is a fool's move. As there's not telling
Ow.
anyone you're here.
Trying to take my watch off.
So concerned, he
There we
asked
go,
us
got
to
it.
track you down.
It's one of those watches where you have to like get in between to unclip it. And when the watch just fits your wrist perfectly, it's tiny. I don't really have a whole lot of space to work with.
Here, I've got a job you
Like,
might
see?
like.
Teeny tiny wrist.
Question to you.
I love how I hold it up. You can see my wrist right beside it. Like, it's quite small, I swear. Walk with Farah as she explains the plan.
Those spawn I was observing, I'm certain they're Urus. But for now, take a look around. We're not far from the sulfur baths. But notice the difference?
Yeah, it's not raining sulfur. I don't feel like I'm on Venus.
Smelting oven.
It's pretty nice.
True, the air is fresher and clearer. Don't see any steam, do you?
You know, I've never really expressed how much I love
To keep track
astronomy. Not astrology. I couldn't really be bothered with that. I went on a few streamers' pages, and they're like, INFP and Leo and all that, and I'm like, man, I can't. I can't. I do know my personality profile type, and obviously
the rain clears. He scurries back.
I know my horoscope, but I can't really be bothered with astrology. Grouty, hey! I actually lurked in your streams right before I made it to my new house. I did see a few of your streams kind of lurking quietly, but I didn't say anything just because you were playing in the background, and I have no excuse, but I have actually watched a few of them from like a couple weeks ago, or maybe a week ago.
We learn Ura.
It's fun. It is fun to lurk and never say anything, but also that's really bad habit. You never want to get into it. Were you raging? Actually, no. You were oddly I don't want to say in the stream that I was watching, you're very much like a pacifist, very like calm and collected, and oh god, I have to defeat a champion. No. No. Yeah, no rage. It was really interesting. So I just kind of see, the thing is, when I'm lurking, I usually leave the stream on in the background, and then I'll put together like my room, so I'll be away from my keyboard. Basically, I'll be AFK. I guess I should really type like lurk or I'm lurking or something, but I'm also, and I hate to admit this, oddly antisocial, so like I won't. Oh, an elite. Oh goodness, who cares? Let's just kill it. Let's just kill it. Who cares? And now everyone's like, oh, Valley Girl. Oh, I hate Valley Girls. Whatever. Let's just fudge it up. I know, I hear it so often in my life. Why do you have to do the Valley Girl voice? It's so annoying. It's not a Valley Girl voice. I amuse myself at least. And that's all that matters. If you can amuse yourself, half the battle has been won, right? Right? Aha! Oh. How come this guy's defiance bar goes up as soon as it goes down? Does he just have all the defiance in the world? And how can I find me some of that defiance in my day-to-day life? Sir, elite vent shot, please. Teach me your philosophical secrets. How do you defy so much in life? Oh, now it's down. He's losing stamina. Whoa. No shisa. Oh, that was a timely takedown. It's been completed. Ooh. Whoa. Pause. How did you know about my ankle tattoo? How did you know? How did you know? I have a fish and another fish. So one fish was the original that I did when I was in England. One fish was the original that I did in England. I was in Camden Town for my Londonites. And another one I added when I was living in this small town named Peterborough in Ontario. And then I added some color. And honestly, I fudged it up. If you are going with a tattoo, may I recommend keeping it just like black and no color added until you are really confident that whatever color you choose will A, complement your skin, and B, you'll like that color forever. But it's basically two fish. One is facing one direction, the other is facing another. And I kind of tried to make it look like Pisces without the 69. Because the Pisces fish, they are 69 position, like realistically. And I'm pretty sure they're connected by a cord, but I didn't really want to do that. So they're just two fish and a lot of watercolored type ink look. Yeah, my first fish that I got was just black ink, no shadows, nothing, just the outline. And then I went back 5 years later, I added the second fish. And I added the second fish and immediately added color with it. And that was my regret. I wish that I had added the second fish, just the outline of the fish, keep it nice, sharp, and crisp, and then added the color instead. Just so that I can get a sense of it. And because you're pale, if you ever want to add color, I will also recommend against pinks. Because you know what pink looks like when it's tattooed on your skin? Like light red. And you know what light red looks like when it's tattooed on your skin? Like a rash. So I have something that kind of looks a little rashy. But what are you thinking of getting? If you go the pink route, which you mentioned that you just want to do black, but if you go the pink route, I would just add pink with a lot of blues, like more of a purple than a true pink. My tattoo artist didn't really explain to me how it would look. He just said, oh yeah, pink is gonna look great. I didn't realize. So the ankle is an interesting, oh no. Whatever, all for the sake of tattoos. The ankle is an interesting place to get a tattoo. It's not painful enough that you won't be able to sit through it, but it's uncomfortable enough that you'll certainly maybe, depending on what you get to and depending on your pain tolerance, you might say like, ooh, can we just like take a second? Because it really is itchy, scratchy. Though from my personal experience, the healing was really, really good because it's on my ankle. Yeah, I don't mind that I'm defeated in this case. Because it's on the ankle, it's not a spot that you're going to be really using unless you're heavy into gymnastics and you're heavy into rolling on your ankles. What's it called? It's a good place to heal a tattoo. And if maybe one day I'll even show it to you. Next time you show up on stream, I can show you the crispiness of my tattoos are actually really good. Like, they look good because, again, the ankle is such a weird place. You don't really use it like other parts of your body, and the tattoos generally don't fade out. And also, ankles being this weird part of your body, it doesn't often experience stretching or anything like that. So I love the ankle. I would recommend the ankle above all other places. I'm gonna kind of try to work on this. I'm not trying to work on anything. Sorry, I tried. A stick-on one. Okay. A gun with roses. Well, let me ask you, what speaks to you? If you were to summarize yourself with one animal, one adjective, how would you do so? Summarize yourself. That sounds really weird, but work with me here. B. Oh, B. Oh, gosh. If you had to, like, summarize yourself, what would you... Ooh, dolphin. Okay, what's your zodiac sign? There we go. That's funny I say that because I'm like, I don't really believe in astrology, but also I do get that it's one thing that we identify ourselves with and it just doesn't change. A Leo. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay. Leo, but you are interested in dolphins. I have some thinking to do. Oh, okay, next question. Are you thinking of doing something cute? Or are you thinking of doing something realistic? Are you thinking of shading? Now, from my personal recommendation, I wouldn't recommend shading on your first go. I would recommend doing a nice outline and then going back. Cute. Okay. So you're not going to go for like major realism. And honestly, I wouldn't either, but it kind of does depend on... Yeah, I wouldn't do hyper realism. I also wouldn't do any shading just because, oh my, that is not what I had actually intended on doing. Whoopsie, oopsie poopsie. Just because you look at it and it's kind of shocking at first, I think, to realize that you're really stuck with it. But as much as I've been told, so I got my first tattoo at 18. I was told, oh man, by the time you're in your 30s, you're gonna regret it. But it's become such a staple in my life, such a part of my identity that when do I have time to regret something that's as much a part of me as, you know, I don't know, as like my organs or something. It's literally on my organ. It's on my skin. So, but I do see when some people say like they regret their face tattoos. I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, it's on your face. I guess I can kind of see that. But I've never regretted my tattoo, but I gave it a lot of thought. Now, what I did with mine is I actually drew mine out myself. I'm pretty artistic, and I drew mine myself because I thought if I just go to the tattoo shop and pick something from the book, A, it'll feel like it's never original, and B, I'll always get this sense of who else in the world has it? So, Grouty, if you're going to get one, I would highly recommend either commissioning somebody to do it for you. Yo. Either commission somebody to do it for you and make it a unique design that they're not going to share with other people, or look up designs online and modify them with your own hand. Draw them on a piece of paper, whatever you want to do. Draw many, many. I think for me, I had like 5 pages of different style of fish that I was going to go for. And the first fish that I ended up drawing was a pleco. I know, it's a really weird fish to draw, but I kind of like the symbolism of it being a bottom feeder. The pleco survives anything, always kind of not telling you what to do. But for me, when people ask me about my tattoo, I have so much to say about it just because I feel like I've put a lot of thought into it. I kind of try to think about the symbolism. What does a pleco represent? It's a bottom feeder. It can survive anything. It's very adaptable. Some plecos can even dry out and then be brought back to life. I thought that was really, I don't know. I don't want to say I've lived a hard life, but I've gone through some stuff in life, and I thought that survivability of a pleco really spoke to me, so that's why I did it. And as I was drawing out different fish, I was really pivoting towards a beta fish because beta fish are beautiful and they have so many different colors that you can eventually infuse into them. But as much as I wanted the tattoo to be beautiful, I thought I would rather the tattoo that speaks more to me and my characteristics and kind of my lifestyle than a tattoo that's simply beautiful. If I had to sacrifice some beauty for like significance or whatever, it is what it is, right? So because you're a Leo, I obviously love the idea of cats because it's kind of your astrology, and if you love cats, but then you'd want to pick the type of cat, or if you're going with a dolphin, maybe you'd want to pick a type of dolphin, in which case, if you're like me, maybe you'd want to do some research, like what type of different species or breeds or characteristics you can infuse a cattlefin. Oh my god, let me see if there's I'm just gonna Google image dolphin cat. Oh my god, if you go to Google Images and you type in dolphin cat, there are way too many images for that idea. Some of them are hilariously dumb. Some of them are actually really cute, like a cat reaching down below deck to kiss, or I guess just sniff a dolphin. That's incredible. On Reddit, on pics, kitties playing with dolphins, though I'm pretty sure that's just AI art, but some of these look like legitimate stills from a video of a cat and a dolphin. Anyways, a lot to think about, but I would lean towards, on paper, drawing a design that you don't have to be perfect at it, but just what you'd like. Would you like it to look very tribal? Would you like it to kind of reflect your culture, whatever your cultural background is? I know a lot of Irish people tend to go with a more like Celtic. Now, I'm always really insecure about saying Celtic because some people say it's actually the Celts and the Celtics. I'm like, oh my god, I don't know. I'm Russian. I don't know anything. I don't know about the Celts or the Celts or the Gaelics or the Malics. I don't know anything. But I know like some of my Irish friends comrades. Some of my Irish comrades, they went with more Irish looking designs. My Russian friends went with more imperial designs, like what you would have seen in the palace. Very interesting, but I also like a little bit of culture infused into it. So if you have a culture that you kind of lean more towards, because when you make it, I'm really going off on a tangent here. When you make it lean towards your culture, it just makes it easier to, I guess, not regretting is the goal. And when people just pick something because it's cool, well, things that are cool change overnight, right? One day, hearts are all the rage, putting hearts on your ankle, hearts behind your ear, hearts on your back, hearts here and there. But then all of a sudden, someone's going to say, actually, did you know that this white supremacist group also uses hearts as a call sign? And now all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I'm covered in a hate symbol. Now that's never happened, by the way, but it's something that I've thought of before, where like you get a tattoo and you think it's just this unique design, it's cute, it's pretty, it speaks to you, and then somebody comes and they're like, did you realize that the black sun is actually a Nazi thing? And you're like, what? I just got the sun and I just got it in black because it's a black outline, and now people are calling me the Nazi of whatever town I live in. And yes, I actually did know somebody who had a sun and it was black on their shoulder. And it was not at all like the design that the Nazis would have used. But somebody told them, did you know that the Nazis used black suns as symbolism? And now it's like a white supremacist calling sign. And certainly that gave them thought, food for thought, too much food for thought, that they were a little unhappy with how it turned out. So go with an original design. Go with something maybe cultural, but not a vague symbol, not just a heart or a letter. You definitely want to make it very personalized. Original and cute, but also something that you'll age into. And that's kind of a hard one to explain. You don't want it to be so cute that you're going to wake up in your 50s and be like, it's so cute that I don't fit it anymore. Oh my God, Nas, hey. Hey. We're just talking about tattoos and how you should pick the right one. I'm only sharing my experience with it. Everybody has their own unique take. I've stuck to animals because I'm an animal lover. I went with an animal like a fish that represents a lot to me in terms of my zodiac sign, which I'm not even huge on astrology, but I did it anyways. I like water. I'm very much a water person. I feel like if I was living in Avatar, the Last Airbender universe, I would have been born into a water tribe, even if I was not a water bender. Oh, Nas, you're so bad. For the record, I do not. I do want to... Aw, thanks, Sandwich Night. I do want to get a second tattoo. Okay, I actually do. I've just been navigating where I want it. I got one of those I guess like what Grouty, what you had, it's just stamp on, but it kind of lasts a long time. I had one behind my ear and it was of a snake, and I love snakes. I have a huge snake. So I wanted to get that. However, and then I thought about the inconsistency of having like two animals on me that come from very different like ancestral lines. And is that like not weird? And then I want to get like a dog paw on me, and all of a sudden I'm dog, I'm fish, I'm snake. Next thing you know, I'm a cat. It's too much. So definitely kind of think about that. My other idea is getting a teeny tiny heart. The problem with that is if I gain weight or if I even swell anywhere and that skin stretches, well, that little teeny tiny heart just becomes a blob of what even was that? So a lot of food for thought, but I'm not necessarily against tattoos. I just think everybody should put a lot of passion and thought into them. Yeah, a lot of passion and thought into it. And as long as you can make it your own idea, I think you would be happy with it. But again, it's all very individual what people feel happy with. To me, it's just really sad when I hear people, they say they got a tattoo young and now they regret it. And I think, man, that sucks. And I don't know how old you are, Grouty, but I would hate anybody saying they regret their tattoos. So the more thought you put into it, the meaning and the passion, I think the less you're likely to regret it. And I don't know if maybe in 20 years I'll regret it, but like I said, I just feel like it's such a part of me that who am I without a tattoo? And one really weird benefit of having a tattoo, and this is like some really dark, a really dark thing to say, but when I was like 14, I read about the Black Dahlia, which was a murder that took place in LA. They just found her body. And I'm pretty sure, maybe it's not the Black Dahlia that I'm thinking of, but I'm thinking of a murder that took place that's still unsolved to this day. But the detectives found out the identity of the victim because of her tattoo. And I thought, what if, somebody cuts my head off and they can't identify me through like DNA or something and not through dental, and maybe they also cut my hands off or something. I really don't want that to happen, but just what if you have tattoos, well, there's another identifying thing, unless obviously they cut off your tattoo, in which case you're missing a piece of flesh, and now detectives have that to work with. Well, somebody who went missing had a tattoo on their ankle. Now their ankle is missing skin, so heart turns into a wet rag. Yes, I guess that's my fear with like a cute teeny tiny heart is today it looks like a cute teeny tiny heart. 10 years from now and it's like, oh, what was that? I don't even remember. In 10 years I plan on getting dementia. What am I gonna remember? Yeah, the story of the Black Dahlia is insane. I always really, really liked it. Not what happened to her, just the whole investigation and what potential leads they came up with is just wild. I love true crime. And that one is just so sad. Such a beautiful young woman and a story that never was concluded. The one that I'm fixated on right now, oh man, it reads like a bloody urban legend. The Oklahoma Girl Scout murders reads like Nos reads like an urban legend. I'll summarize it. It's a really, really tragic story. So my even summarizing it feels a little disrespectful, but I'll just try to do it justice. There's no way to summarize it without it sounding like an urban legend. 3 girls in Oklahoma end up in a summer camp, a Girl Scout summer camp, or at least I think it was an official Girl Scout summer camp. They were there overnight for a week. On the first night that they came to this camp, which was in a forest, quite secluded from society, they took a bus. They were, I think, 10, 9, and 8-year-old girls. So we're talking very young children. That's the skin I want for my sky scale, by the way. But they were very, very young children. They were staying in a tent that was the farthest away from all the camp counselors and the main building. In the middle of the night, people were hearing all sorts of scary sounds, gurgling, a child crying for her mommy, and it's so sad. Scream, but a short scream. I think they said that they heard a short scream in the middle of the night around 2 or 3 a.m. But this is the 70s, and nobody went to check on them until the morning time. And in the morning time, the camp counselor came out of her tent, walked towards the tent in question, the one that was furthest away from everything, and saw, I think it was the girl's name was Doris. I could be wrong. I'm maybe misremembering, but one of the girls' name was Doris, and I think her body was found outside of the tent in which they were sleeping, and the other 2 girls were found strewn about. And the killer was never actually caught. And it really does, when you look into that story, if you're into true crime, when you're listening to the events that occurred before the actual murders, they really do read like a horrible urban legend where this campsite, this Girl Scouts campsite, was getting threatening letters saying, I'm gonna kill somebody, I'm gonna like strangle them, or something messed up. The camp counselors did nothing about it. They were finding things in the forest and seeing men with flashlights walking around. And this is the 70s. Nobody did anything about it. Nobody really addressed it until 3 girls lost their lives. And like, oh my God. That's a case that I've been kind of leaning into since I moved into this new house. Because like I said, it reads like a horrible urban legend where, oh, this camp was getting threatening letters and then, oh, 3 girls get murdered. But I don't really want to make light of it because, 3 families really, really suffered. And when you think about 3 families suffering, well, it's never just 3 families. It's always everybody who knew those 3 girls. It would be the families suffer the most, but what about all their classmates? What about their teachers? What about all the people that never got to meet them who would have probably loved them? And the worst part about the whole story is I think it was the girl Doris. She was the oldest. She did not want to go that night. She was crying to her mom that she didn't feel like going. She didn't want to go. And I think one of her friends backed out. And she was saying as a result, she was begging to stay home. And the mom said, listen, honey, you're going to have a great time. Just go. And she sent her away. And the camp counselor sat with her on the bus, made her feel better. And that night, she was taken. It's not YouTube, so I don't really have to self-censor. But oh my God. We can talk about something more lighthearted, but if you want to get spooked out, I would highly look into that case. Or what about the Kitty Cabin murders? We'll talk about that one tomorrow, maybe. I know. Nas is sitting there like, oh my god. The 70s was a brutal time. It really was, though. It really was a brutal time. Mm. So, what we've covered today is tattoos, flooring, murders. I've got it all. You tell me what you want me to talk about, and I will talk about it. All right, Nas, I'll catch you up on everything. Let's talk about us. Let's talk about... Oh, wait, how does that song go? You and me, let's talk about something, baby. Yeah? Tomorrow. So, I was hoping we will start off the night with Demonologist. And then we'll pivot to Valheim. Ooh. Sorry, Nas. We're spiraling back to the dark side. A show about a small town crazy murders throughout the US. Ooh. See, I definitely have intrigue in the dark and morbid, but I actually, I read up on why so many women that I know lean into true crime, because we have this innate fear of our safety being compromised. So when we are reading about or learning or listening, whatever, to true crime, it gives us the sense of, well, knowledge is power. It kind of makes us feel like we're learning about how to avoid those things happening to us, unfortunately, through the stories of others, right? But I actually... Fudge off, Nas. It's not a victim mentality. I hate to admit this on cam, on stream, but I've definitely been exposed to, like, you know, some dark stuff in my life where I felt like I don't go through life thinking I'm a victim ever. In fact, all the things that have victimized me, it still doesn't feel like I'm a victim. I still feel like, you know, they got off lucky, okay? On the flip side, though, because of my experiences, I can definitely see why women would feel a little bit more like self-protective, right? You feel that vulnerability. And that's not to say that men cannot feel that vulnerability. They absolutely can. It's just a matter of women tending, again, stereotypically tending to feel it a little bit more than men. Though I've definitely met men who have been victimized in their lives. And I'm not talking interpersonal victimization where it's like you get into a bad relationship. I'm talking more randomized victimization where you didn't know the person and they somehow victimized you. That does tend to happen to women a little bit more often than men. When I think about that happening to men, it's usually perpetrated by other men. When it's perpetrated by women, it's because the men were seeking, ooh, forgive me for this statement, I mean it in earnestness. When men are victimized by women, it is often because the men were seeking to use the women in a way that would have benefited them. That's not to say that what happens is right. It is not. It is never right to victimize anybody. But, for example, when a man is victimized by a woman claiming he did something when he did not. Well, I tell young men to mind who you bring into your life, who you bring into your home. Hookup culture comes with a price. It's not correct that that is a thing that happens, but be realistic. It is a thing that happens. When you let somebody into your home, they can take advantage of it. Women have been told that since the beginning of time. Now, because of the way that our society is, we do have a lot more equality. Now men are finding that they can also be exposed to that equality in the worst way possible. Yeah, Grouty, I think you've actually mentioned that before. Stalking is a very real thing. That's not to say it never happens to men. It does. It absolutely does. But it happens to women with way more regularity. And that's kind of what I'm talking about, where for us women, it can definitely happen through a very random encounter. Like somebody can see you once, and that's enough for them to pivot all of their attention towards you. Whereas with men, especially like what I was saying earlier, with them getting accused of things, it's usually them letting somebody into their life, getting to know them on an interpersonal level, and then them victimizing them. Again, I'm not saying that is right or acceptable. Nothing is acceptable. It just so happens that with women, it tends to be a lot more randomized, which leads us to feel like we don't know where safety is. If that makes any sense. I could be on the street and get victimized by a random person of stronger physicality than me. I'm really trying to use like politically correct language, but it's hard when it's very much not a politically correct topic to discuss. The fact that I have a huge disadvantage. Huge disadvantage. Any man can overpower me, and I'm very well aware of that fact. Especially me. I've met women who they can probably overpower some men. I've met hulks. Like, hulks. I see some women at the gym, I'm like, oh man. She's got like a good 70% of the male gender under her thumb just because of her physicality. But I'm talking about women who are also like 6 feet tall naturally. And then on top of that height, they build muscle. That's not me. Muscle mommies, yeah. But it's not just muscle. Height and size plays a huge role. I've seen women who are shorter than me, so I'm about 5'7". I've seen women shorter than me who have way more muscle and bulk than me, but they still cannot easily overpower somebody who's, let's say, 6'4". And those men, 6'4", their legs, they're like Slender Man. Oh my god. What? Are we twins? I'm also very pasty. I don't have red hair though, but I'm also really fair skinned. That's hilarious. Oh my god. What are the chances, eh? Being 5'7", that's a weird height. You're not short, but you'll never feel exceptionally tall. I always found 5'7" to be a weird height where it's like, I can't go into modeling and become a model where, oh, I can walk the runway. But I'm also not cute and petite. I'm too tall to be cute and petite, but too short to be a model. So it's that weird height. I'm happy with my height now. I guess that I'm a little older, but I've been a little taller than... Yeah, if you put on a good heel, that's it. You're Dommy Mommy. Sorry, I know Nostrifus loves to call Dommy Mommy, but yeah, you put on a heel and all of a sudden you're Dommy Mommy. But then, actually, funny enough, yeah, see? So, I was talking to a bunch of teenage girls like 2 days ago, and one of them comes up to me and in all earnestness asks, such a cute question. So I don't know, Growdy, your experience with this. She asks me, why are all the cute guys shorter than me? And I'm like, I'll be honest, honey. A lot of the celebrities that we like that we think are cute, are actually on the shorter end. Brad Pitt is under 5'11", 5'10", I think. Tom Cruise, who is a staple in Hollywood, is I think 5'6" or 5'5". So just underneath our height. And actually going through life, I noticed that a lot of cute guys are not that tall. Or at least not like, maybe I should restructure that sentence. I find shorter guys are actually cute on the face. That's not to say that tall guys can't be cute. They are. Okay, but Nas, keep in mind, these are Hollywood numbers. If you believe them, that's not to say they can't be true, but there's definitely, I'm sure a little bit of like media bias there. So I would like knock off an inch off of every single one. But yeah, so I actually came to this conclusion that shorter guys are quite cute. Because they can get more bulky, more built because they're smaller. So their arms, I guess, they're not as long and lanky. So maybe they can just build muscle quicker. And you know what? This is all just personal experience, okay? I'm just talking straight out of my butt right now. But I've noticed short guys are pretty cute because they can build muscle quicker. They feel broader to me. Maybe it's because they're more centered towards the earth. I don't know, but my personal experience is I've met a lot of shorter guys who happen to be really bloody cute. I've seen less tall guys who I've thought were genuinely really cute. Danny DeVito is the epitome of sexy, okay? Don't at me. That's no cap right now. Yeah, Keanu Reeves. So I never liked Keanu Reeves when I was younger because he was just a little out of my age range. But one day I came across this picture of him when he was maybe like 25, and oh my God. He's just so gorgeous. He's just so gorgeous. I don't know what to say. He's just beautiful. He is still a really good looking man, but there was just like a couple of pictures that I saw when he was like really young. And I was just like, wow, Keanu Reeves. Like, he's always been the Matrix guy, and I don't know. He is handsome. He is handsome, I have to say. Yes. And his personality this is a just chatting stream now. His personality definitely reflects in his aesthetic. I don't know what to say. His personality reflects in his aesthetic. The grunge look, the slightly awkward, but not insecure. That's what I think I really like. He's awkward and a little, definitely very introverted, even the way he carries his shoulders, the way he carries himself. But that introversion is not paired with insecurity. So it's actually very sexy. And he does seem like Oh, Nas, we'll get to the ladies, don't you worry. It does seem like he has a big heart. It does seem like he has, I don't know, just good vibes. And good vibes are really hard to fake. Oh, you are an actor. Yes. The real Denzo is actually, I'm pretty sure he still is, trying to get into acting. Actually, that man is way too good looking for his own good, but we don't talk about that. We don't talk about how good looking that guy is. It's just disgustingly good looking. Um Precision driving. That's not acting. Unless you're acting the whole time you're driving. No, the other one in the chat. Who else? Who? Me? Yes, you. Nas as well. Nostrifus. Okay, so the Denzo kind of looks like Ryan Gosling with a little bit of Viking aesthetic. I wouldn't really relate you to Ryan Gosling. That's not who I think of when I first saw you. You just got a unique look. Nostrifus, really, who you strike me as? You know who you remind me of the most? Kurt Cobain. I saw a picture of Kurt before that. Kurt Cobain, come on! Flattery. Everybody loves a Kurt Cobain. Also, everybody loves Ryan Gosling. Yeah. Now, I always say, in life, because humans come in like a certain set, kind of like pre-made characters, we have like the Hollywood version of us, but we also have like the slightly uglier version of us. Calm down, Nas. None of that. None of that. We also have like the slightly uglier version of us where it's like, it all looks like us. But if you tell me they look like me, I might get offended if it weren't a real human being, and I need to be sensitive about their feelings too. I will. Have a good night. Listen, can I just put a pause and BRB? I would like to get some more Coca-Cola, please. Anyways, you should just come into my stream to get compliments from me. I give them out freely. Ooh, let's see. Eric Stoltz. Pause. That didn't work out as well as I thought it would. Hold on. Not a name I recognize, but maybe as soon as I see a picture, I'll be like, oh, that guy. But listen, if it's not Danny DeVito, is it even sexy? Oh, that guy. I knew it. Pulp Fiction is where I'm... That's one of those, like, old 80s faces that you don't really see a whole lot of these days. Oh, look at that. I have a picture in front of me that's just comparing him to Michael J. Fox. Definitely, like, yeah, that same kind of look, but redhead. You've mentioned, Growdy, that you're a redhead. I have to say, I've always been a little like jealous of the redhead. I think red hair is such a beautiful feature. However, and maybe Grouty, you can speak to this. I have had red-haired women, girls, women, just all my life talk to me about how they can't find something that they look really nice in other than colors. A good color scheme that they look really nice in other than green. All shades of green look amazing on red hair. And black. Black and green, two colors that just complement redheads so well. But I have heard from redheads that it's very difficult to kind of tailor a style about it. Either you end up looking a little emo, always wearing black, or a little poison ivy, which, to be fair, I love poison ivy aesthetic. So I feel like if I was a redhead, especially if I had green eyes, I would always lean into just wearing greens and blacks. I guess you're right. Autumn colors would really suit you too. All the redheads that I know, they are mostly wearing blacks, greens, and you're right. Depending on what, I guess, like what baseline your hair color is coming from, you can kind of pick and choose from that. So if you have really really bright orangey hair, you would kind of stick to that palette. But thanks, Nas. Yes, we will. But Nas, don't forget Demonologist tomorrow. We have Sandwich Night too. Please don't forget. He forgot. Anyways, whoa! You're right, because you mentioned that you're not going to be on until 11:30. What? Nas? Sorry. Stop. Who are you busy with? Who's keeping you away from me? Plans with who? Who the fudge is Pookie? And where are you guys going? Where are you guys going? Shut the front door, Nas. I know you don't go to the club. No, this is a very loving relationship. I will only gouge someone else's eyes out. I won't gouge your eyes out. Goodness gracious. It's hilarious. It's hilarious what I was talking about earlier. I'm like, oh, women are so victimized. And then I'm like, whose eyes do I have to gouge? I am the victimizer. I am what men need to fear. I amuse myself. Don't be scared of me. I only stalk like a select few people. Wait, I don't have my claws yet. I cut my nails really short, but I'll grow them out. They'll come back, and when they do, I will not victimize anybody. I will just remind you that your soul belongs to me. Have a good night, Nas. I'll be messaging you shortly and asking you all about your plans. I'm kidding, kind of. I will really spam him about his plans. But It's not because I'm toxic. It's because I miss my Kurt Cobain friend, and I finally came back to stream, and now my Kurt Cobain friend is off partying with a Pookie. It's so unfair. And you know who else I didn't see today? I didn't see Arto, and I was just... I'm so sad without Arto. So sad. And I'm not even being sarcastic. There are, as much as I kind of do hate to admit this, but all of you guys in chat who come to me and, you know, you kind of, you talk to me, I do end up developing a little bit of a bond with you. I can't help it. I get to know your names. I get to know just these teeny tiny fragments of what you tell me, but because I am very people oriented, I try to put you all together, like not all together, as in I try to put you individually like a puzzle piece. I try to put you together to try to navigate who you are. Aw, thanks. And I guess what I love more than anything else is, I guess, like people and a lot of psychology. And my favorite thing really is getting to know other people. So I've had people ask me, like, what if your stream really grows? Which it doesn't look like it's on that trajectory of just insane growth. But I have had people ask, what if your stream grows to the point where you will never get to know anybody who comes into your chat? And I have kind of thought about it and thought, I don't know what I would want more, to have like a lot of viewers and a lot of people who watch me. I can reach a whole lot of people. Or would I rather reach a really small audience, but people that I get to know and that I get to talk to on a more personal level? I don't know. It's a hard question. Obviously, when you think about growth, especially online, that growth usually translates to money.
There. Need to keep an eye on those things.
But I don't know. What do we sacrifice for money? What do we sacrifice for success? And is that sacrifice always worth it? That, I don't know. And I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theorist. I always think that everybody who makes it huge in life, they sacrifice something. And then when you hear about, you know, P. Diddy, let's just use P. Diddy as an example. Think about P. Diddy and what he did in life. And then you think about the people who knew him and body oil. But it gets worse. The people who knew him and the people who suspected something, right? The people who said, it's a little weird what he's doing. Let's use the example of spending one-on-one time with very young artists. But those people made the active choice to send their children or their loved ones or friends into that situation with the hopes that those friends, loved ones, children, they will make it big. It's kind of like a deal with the devil. And the only thing is, everybody just always assumes, I sacrifice my soul to the devil. But is that really what it is? Is it your soul, or is it always, does your wish always come true in like the worst way possible? And obviously we've heard stories of like Justin Bieber, and I've watched a few I've watched a few videos of P. Diddy interacting with Justin Bieber when Justin Bieber was like 15, 16. And I thought, like, to me, somebody who works with kids, to me, those interactions seemed insanely gross and insanely inappropriate, even though nothing inappropriate was technically said. Technically, not on camera, not those videos that I've seen. It's the way that things were said and the way that things were kind of positioned. And I wondered, like, is that what it is? Like, you give up this part of you for fame and success, but you don't really know what part of you gave up and how it's going to affect you 10, 20, 30 years down the line. I don't know. Yeah, right? Like, it is impossible to watch those videos of the one that really sticks out to me, the one that I'm just thinking of as I'm saying this, is this video where P. Diddy is standing next to Justin Bieber and he's like, Justin, why don't you hang out with me more? And Justin is like, yeah, I've been busy, you know? And he's like a typical 15, 16-year-old kid, 17-year-old at most. And his body language is so like, his shoulders are in, he's obviously a little defensive. His body language is kind of like turning all over the place. When you're comfortable with somebody, you're turning towards them. You want them to see you taking them in, like their energy, right? Bieber, in this one clip that I'm thinking of, in my mind's eye, I'm seeing it. His body language is he's throwing his hands around and he's kind of like, he's trying to talk using his body, but his vibe, his energy is so insecure and subconsciously uncomfortable that he can't. And even his smile is, he's smiling, but anybody with eyeballs can see that it's the smile of somebody who is not actually happy. Like, I don't know, you see it in his face that he's like, yeah, Diddy, I've been so busy, with like my things, music stuff. And I can't quote exactly what he says, but I was just thinking about being an adult in my 30s. If I was to ask, let's say, a family friend of mine, somebody close, but who is a kid, like, let's say my niece. I wanted to ask my niece, hey, why didn't you call me the other day? Like, I could definitely lean into that whole, like, aggressive, why didn't you call me? But I know that even if I started off like that, eventually I would break down that really, like, aggressive barrier and just be like, goodness, I'm just joking. Like, I don't expect you to call me. It's fine. You have a life. You're 13, you're 14, you're 15. You have friends. Go enjoy them. My God, why waste time on old age? And I'm obviously not old age, but when you're speaking to somebody who is 12, 13, 14, 15, somebody in their 30s is old age, right? I'm twice their age. So watching that video of P. Diddy, like, questioning Bieber, why Bieber didn't reach out to Diddy, it seems so gross. And it seemed so, I don't know what else to say other than inappropriate. It spoke to me as an inappropriate interaction, although technically nothing inappropriate by those standards was said. It's not like P. Diddy said anything perverted, like, oh, you didn't tell me, you didn't give me my body oil, whatever. But the body language said it all. The facial expressions said it all. The shoulders, the arms, the intonation, everything was so gross. And that's just the video that I think of, which highlights within 30 seconds the whole dynamic of their relationship. Also, sandwich night. I was not ignoring that message. I was just on a tangent, so I apologize. That's okay. I still want to play with you, sandwich night. I know we had our time apart, but I still really liked gaming with you, and I would like to game with you some more. So, yes, reach out to me on Discord, because I'd love to get into Demonologist. And hey, that's really interesting to play Demonologist, like maybe just the two of us. Is that gonna like work? Would we be even good? Two people playing Demonologist? I don't know. So right now I've been kind of obsessing over Valheim. It's been my thing with Nas. Me, Nas, and Sandwich Night started off, and actually the real Denzo, he also joined in on our server, but then I think Noshivus made a new server, or he just branched off completely from what we made before. I actually don't really know. We got really into Valheim. In fact, oops, sorry, wrong button. I just collected raspberries, and instantly I thought of Valheim, because in Valheim you run around and you really tend to collect raspberries a lot. Is that cilantro? Parsley? I'm gonna just say I love parsley. I love cilantro. I love everything. Onions, love it. Claws, love them. I put them in my soup every day. Portobello mushrooms, love them. I'm starving. Walnuts? I love walnuts. Yeah, I'm really hungry. Otherwise, I have this humongous... It's not humongous. I'm just gonna backtrack on that. I have this, wait. I'll show you. Oops. This. I have this. It comes with a wheel and 3 pedals. I am going to install it here in my new house so that I can play maybe some racing games. Actually, today I was driving up this busy street, and I have to say up because I was going northbound, and I found somebody who wanted to like drive with me and race with me, and we were so stupid together. We were like, I didn't do it as much because I'm a slightly slower driver. I love to push the limits, but I also can't afford to get my driver's license suspended. So I push the limits in terms of speed, but I always know where to speed, and where there are pedestrians, I won't do it. And I always double shoulder check to make sure that I can do a safe lane switch. I'll never switch lanes on the assumption that nobody's there. I'm not one of those drivers. I'll always make sure that other drivers on the road are feeling comfortable with what I'm about to do. I always show my signal, even if I am maybe... No, I want to say racing, because that's not the right word, but like driving in tandem with somebody. Let's just say that. So I was driving in tandem with somebody today on a road, and he ended up waiting for me a couple of times where I knew he had passed me. And then I guess he must have turned down an intersection just to wait for me. And then he came out and continued to like flex on me. But it was actually a lot of fun. So I want to get into like racing games. But if you know me, you know I'm not a big fan of like, oh, Lamborghinis and Ferraris. That's just rich people stuff. I'm poor. I don't need that. So I guess I want to get into that so I can become a better driver, and I got the 3 pedals in here now, so I'm gonna do that soon. That's the next goal. Set that up and become a better racist. I'm kidding. Become a better racer. So you posted a photo of the temp tattoo that you were talking about earlier. Wait, where did you post it? I need to know. I'm really excited too. I'm a little nervous because driving is one thing. Driving in a video game is another. So I was thinking like, oh my God, what if I get into it and like everybody thinks I'm a really bad driver? Okay, I'm gonna go right now. Hold on. Where is my subreddit? I don't have a subreddit. Misk. Ooh. I'm looking at it right now. I actually kind of really like it. I'm not gonna lie. Guns N' Roses. As much as like every time I hear that combination together, I think of the band. But I love the contrast between the rose, something that is romantic, something that is also very finite. It has such a finite time to exist, and it's also very like harmless. And a gun, which is what I would think of the exact opposite. A gun can do so much harm. It is made out of metal and oftentimes plastics nowadays, things that are not exactly biodegradable in a very realistic time frame. So I love the contrast between it. I'm just looking at it right now, and I have to say, like, I love it. And I guess I can't really tell, but are those skulls? Am I looking at skulls or just texture? Because I think it looks like skulls. I love it. They are skulls. Okay. I really... Ooh, that's pretty sexy. I do really like the look of it. Would I recommend getting guns, roses, and skulls tattooed? I don't know. It really, again, just depends on your personality, but I do really like the look of it. And this would almost be so, like, gorgeous if the gun was like very, very black. However, you won't really be able to see the outline of it, which is like the problem with it. But if that rose just had a tinge of red in it, just enough in the shading that you can almost like, you know, when you turn a photo into sepia and it has the color, but it's very, very faded. I think that would look so stunning. And maybe even a very slight tinge of green on it. But I don't know. It's the red that's really beautiful, because the red with a gun kind of speaks to like life energy, blood, right? All of those like symbolism. I do have to say I really like it. You should make that permanent. And you're like, I don't know how committed I am to Guns and Roses and skulls, but I don't know. It is a really nice temporary tattoo. I do like it a lot. I do like it a lot. It is, I'm still staring at it like a creep, but it is quite nice. I have to say, it is quite nice. Would I make that permanent? That really depends on your personality. Again, kind of going back to like what things mean to you, and especially like the things with guns. I used to be such like, I loved going out shooting. I'm not even American, but I was always thinking like your amendment right to arms. Like, that sounds sexy. I would love to be a gun owner. I am a gun owner, actually, legally in Canada. I do have arms. It's just up to Canadian law, so it's a little different. I do really love it. But I always kind of wonder with politics and the way that certain people can take something that is not bad, but they can interpret it. And if they're clever enough, they can argue it and make something that's a good thing a really bad thing. You know what I mean? That's not to say that they're right in doing so, but I have thought about that too, like getting something like that on. Latin boy, I missed you. I love horses. Sorry, that sounded so weird. I love horses. You had guns and guns and guns and horses. Guns and horses. That's okay, Latin boy. You told me you would be busy. And honestly, this stream has... It was a little more unexpected. I am still, like, in my work clothing. I haven't even changed out of what I wore to work. Really? Aw, thanks. Did I embarrass myself saying something stupid? I hope not. Wouldn't be the first time, but I really hope not. Thanks. Now, I'll preface by saying, when I wore it to work, I had this pulled up like here. So it's not completely like off the shoulder, but you can still see some cold shoulders. I have noticed a few, and it was pulled up like, whoop. This is how I wore it to work. So not enough on the cleavage side, but just enough that I noticed some of my colleagues wear cold shoulders, so I didn't do my fractals. I just did my dailies, look. And I even missed one. It's the sad daily. But I was actually, I hate to say, I was gonna get off soon because I have to go to bed for work tomorrow. I have been getting maybe 3 to 4 hours of sleep each night for the past week. I know. I decided to do my stream today because if I push it late, because when I get off stream, I still have to eat dinner and like get ready for nighttime. I can still nap tomorrow before I resume my stream, but I would be lying if I said it doesn't take a toll on me to be so sleep deprived over the past few days. And I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm not in my home. I lived in this super cute, teeny tiny cottage, one level, no basement, no attic, nothing. 3 bedrooms, but I was saying earlier in my stream, 3 bedrooms is a stretch. It's really like 2 bedrooms plus den, and the bedrooms are really close to each other. Everything was just really cozy and open concept. The kitchen was the living room, was the dining room, was all one room, other than the bedrooms. And now I'm living in this like quite large house. It's 2 stories, a basement as well. And I'm so out of place. I wake up in the middle of the night in this huge master bedroom in a king size bed. I don't even feel my dogs next to me. I don't know. I'm one of those people, I can really survive off of 8 hours of sleep. My ideal is 6 to 8 hours of sleep, but these days it's catching up to me. Ooh. See? Catching. It's catching me. Whoa, Gravity just said something really intriguing. I love Arabian horses. That sounds like really weird, but Arabian horses, that's like my favorite horse breed. I'm just gonna stop what I was doing and show you guys what an Arabian horse looks like if you don't know. How do I do that? Hold on. Boom. Arabian horses are so bloody beautiful. They have like these hilariously upturned, like, okay, you can't see me anymore, but I'll just, there you go. They have these like incredibly like upturned little snouts, and everything is so narrow, and they're very like, I don't want to like necessarily call a horse curvy because that always has this weird like sexy connotation, but to me, when I see an Arabian horse, and you can recognize them instantly once you know what you're looking for, they're very like perky looking and very like muscular but not bulky, very like skinny, and I don't know what it is about them, but they're just such like show horses, you know? Not even voluptuous. That's not it. You know what it is? They're very no. Fine. They're very like small frame. First of all, Arabian horses aren't very huge horses to begin with. They're very delicate looking. That's the right word. Delicate. They're very delicate looking, and just if you're to include my opinion exclusively, if you are to include a horse in a dollhouse, like if you are to include like a toy horse in a dollhouse specifically meant to just be beautiful, I instantly think of the Arabian horse just because it's such a beautiful specimen with its narrow snout, and I don't know what it is about them. They just have a certain look, and it takes you usually about like 2 seconds to clue in that's an Arabian horse. I have only seen them a couple of times in my area, and I'm pretty sure it's one family that keeps Arabians. But like, look at them. Like, that's obviously a very young horse, but everything is so like delicate and skinny and like upturned, almost like a ski jump nose. I don't know. They're so cute. Yeah, they're a beautiful breed of horse. I just, my favorite. Oh, and hold on, my browser just disappeared on me behind Guild Wars, but you guys still see it. Like this picture here, this is to me like a quintessential Arabian, very lean, delicate, fine, it's skinny, but not like not skinny in terms of like it's unhealthy, just skinny. Petite. That's the right word. Petite, not skinny. What was my favorite Fast and the Furious movie growing up? Whoa, that just threw me off. I think it's right? What I can't say my favorite because when Paul Walker died, I will never, and I can say this, like, that scene where Vin Diesel and Paul Walker, it's not really him, but it represents him, so I'll just say Paul Walker, when they drive off in a separate directions, that scene hit me so hard. I think it's one of the most beautiful, ooh, this sounds so lame, but like, I don't want to call it a cinematic masterpiece because there's nothing about it that's like masterpiece, but the song playing in the background and them looking at each other, revving their engines, acknowledging each other and saying goodbye is such a powerful scene that I have to say that that movie, is it Fast and Furious 5 or 5-7? Fast and Furious 7 or 5? I honestly can't remember anymore. Is it this one or that one? I think it's this one. 7 is the 7, right? God, somebody please help me. So, in terms of the first Fast and Furious is the one that really did it for me, but the 7th when they say goodbye, yes, it's the 7th. It's the 7th. That one struck such a chord with me that, Latin boy, I don't even want to read that because I will cry. Oh God, stop. I see it and it's making me, no, you're not going to get me. Stop that right now. That's a rough one. It really hits a chord with me, and 1 year later, one of my nearest and dearest friends, he died. So it solidified in my mind what that movie meant. It was more than just a movie. That scene was more than just a stupid movie scene. Tokyo Drift is a really good one. I do like Tokyo Drift, and especially when I went to Tokyo, like everything was bloody Tokyo Drift. But I gotta say, Fast and Furious 7 just solidified in my mind. It's also because I went to the movies that day with my best friends. It was like 8 girls in the movie theater. Every time Vin Diesel was on, we were like, ow, ow! It was so stupid. It was so stupid. But then the end of the movie, we all left the theater like, try not to cry, try not to cry. It hasn't been a long day without you, my friend. I'm a little surprised that they were able to do that scene. And this is Hollywood we're talking about. Not exactly the group of people that can put heart and soul into it, but they did it. They did it. Ugh. I also met Vin Diesel once. He was a really nice guy. We were talking about Keanu Reeves earlier. Vin Diesel was also one of those guys that strikes you as a nice guy, though I've heard controversial things about him. He just had good energy about him. I didn't drive anything cool. What I did, the coolest thing that I did was I got into the front seat of a Type R, but obviously like right-hand drive Type R. So it was so weird when I sat inside the car, and the clutch and the pedals are all the same, but like it's your left hand going on the shifter and your right hand on the steering wheel. And that felt a little weird, but I never got to drive it, and I didn't even ask. I probably could have, but I didn't. So no, I didn't end up driving anything. I am very loyal to my car, and I feel like if I drive anything other than my car, I'm cheating on it. and heaven forbid AI becomes sentient in the next like 10 years, I want my car to know that I was loyal to you. I never drove another car other than you. Honey, I love you. Don't kill me, please. Don't let me crash. I love you so much. um, but spiraling back from cars to Arabians, it was kind of like the same trajectory for me. To love horses when I was a kid, the animal lover, right? You love horses, but then as you become an adult, I can't just go out and buy myself an Arabian horse and just, hey, can I put my horse in my backyard? Like, that's gonna work out well. So it like goes into like leans into cars, right? But that's how I just tie in those two conversations. Love horses, love cars. Commute is life. I don't care how you commute. You want to get a horse and buggy, you do it. Commuting is life. We would have probably really gotten along. I would have loved to have a friend who had a farm. I used to do semi-competitive horseback riding, but eventually, when I was in about grade 7 or 8, I developed a fear of falling off a horse just due to hearing horror stories. And ever since then, I kind of slowed down. But oh my God, I loved horseback riding. We used to sponsor the horses that I used to ride. So, like, send them money so that I can ride them, you know? I loved it so much. And it just, the natural trajectory of loving horses converted into, in my adult life, loving cars. But I do kind of see them as the same. Like, I met guys who were really into cars all their lives, and I was always kind of labeled like the horse girl, like, oh, the weird horse girl. But I kind of thought there is no difference. Horses, just like cars, represent power that we don't necessarily have. Speed and freedom. That is what the horse represents to humans, being one of our early domesticated species. They provided us so much freedom, so much luxury, that you cannot tell me that you love cars, but you don't also simultaneously see in each car is what, 200, 300, 400 horses. We even call it that for a reason, because the car is the less cruel replacement to a horse. No, I don't think horse ownership is cruel, but obviously when everybody needed a horse to commute, not everybody treated them with respect or treated them like sentient beings that they kind of are, right? So I see cars as a good replacement for horses for that reason. But my God, I love horses so much. Aw, that's actually really cute. The Veloster is a weird car. I personally like it. It's a very small hatchback, and it is like, I've had a few races against Velosters, and I kind of like it because it reminds me of a Velociraptor, like the name even in and of itself, Velociraptor, get it? And it's like very small, fast, and compact. I don't know, like Velociraptors, I don't know what to say. Every time I see it, I'm like, just put a Velociraptor on it. They do. And generally, at least I'm pretty sure you guys have a very unique exhaust pipe. I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, it's like split like this, right? Kind of squared, split down the middle, in the middle of the car. I do have to verify that unless I'm thinking about the wrong thing, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. Hold on. I love exhaust tips, but now I'm just being sold things. I don't need to be sold things. This was the one I was thinking of, but it's not the right one that I was thinking of. I was thinking of a slightly more squared out version, but I don't know. What am I thinking of? But I also don't want to be sold anything. Hold on. Images/google.com. This one. I'm sorry. This is what I was thinking of. The slightly squared off exhaust tips. These are the ones that I see the most. But I'm actually a big fan of these weird kind of exhaust pipes. But I guess you're saying that square is non-turbo. Turbo is, well, you know, obviously it's the upgraded version. I can't fault you for that. This is the one, though, that I see the most. And I seldom see this. So I'm wondering if in Canada we have more of these, because this is the one that I see most commonly. I don't see round ones very often. I'd actually have to do a little bit of research into it. Yeah, I don't see, or at least in my mind's eye, I am not picturing these as much as I'm picturing the slightly squared off ones. But you might be right. Maybe it is just a turbo thing. Like this is what I think of when I think of a Veloster. No, but you've piqued my interest. What is... Okay, yeah, don't look at that. Banned Veloster commercial. Is this it? Is this it? Okay, I hope my sound is correct. I mean, I hope my sound works. It works.
Ben je het zeker?
Ja, echt. Laatste stukje lopen wel hoor.
I did not Latin, boy. I'm sorry. I got it though.
Doe je wel voorzichtig?
Oké, tot snel.
Ben je het zeker?
Ja, echt. Laatste stukje lopen wel hoor. Het is ook wel lekker, een beetje frisse lucht.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. There's only two doors.
Wel meer. Tot snel.
I love it! That's hilarious! Okay, so because she gets out on... First of all, is that a Ford Focus? So, I once rode in a Ford Focus. I think it was a Ford Focus. I get it behind. I get into the back seat. And I'm sitting there. And on top of it being a Ford Focus, which is quite like a compact car, we fit it to the max. 3 people in the back seat, 2 of them slightly overweight, and I'm the skinny one by the window, like jammed up against it. And when I looked at the window, I'm like, damn, these windows are small. Like, I looked at the space, and I swear to God, it was the only time I've ever observed this in a car, but the window was like this tall and this wide, and I felt like, oh my God, if we're gonna crash and burn, I can't even get out of the window. And then I looked down I tried to see if I could like open the window just to get some fresh air because I started getting like a little bit of anxiety being crammed against the window, the door, everything. The window's so small. And she had the child lock on, and I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God, I can't even open the goddamn windows. So that's my experience with the Ford Focus. I know some of the Ford Focuses come in like the RT or whatever, the ST. I don't really know anything about the Ford Focuses, but I know they come in that super sporty hatchback. But I just can't forget those small windows. So that's hilarious. I just have to rewatch that again because I really wasn't expecting that. Yeah, I'll walk from here. Let me just get out on a
Lekker
highway.
een beetje frisse lucht.
I like the fresh air of the highway.
Doe je wel voorzichtig?
Will you be careful with 2 L's? Careful. That's 3, but... Thanks, Dad.
Oké, tot snel.
Booyah. I love... Can I just say... I love how he's like, whoa! I stopped on a highway. I would have never seen that coming. A car? No, I love that. Let's just take in that acting chop, those acting chops right there. Look at that. Wait, she gets run over. Look at that. Cars on the road? No fudging way. Where'd that car come from? I love that. I love that so much. I just want to just clip this. And I love how he's not even concerned. He looks forward where her body ends up. Okay? So he looks forward like, there's her body. And then he looks back like, look at that. He's like, is there another one coming? Like, what? What's with the acting? Like, did anyone else get out of my car on that side? I wonder. Like, it's so weird. Look at that. And he keeps looking back. Like, maybe there's another car who will come take care of the body.
Zeker.
So stupid.
Laatste stukje lopen wel hoor.
Who would have thunk? A car on the highway.
Wel lekker een beetje frisse lucht.
Doe je wel voorzichtig?
Will you be careful with 2 L's?
Andere kant, mevrouw.
Dankjewel meneer.
Oh, why thank you, sir. You don't even fudge and open the door for me. Thanks. Thanks. That is cute. It's so silly, but I love it. Okay, I unironically love the ad. I can see why American sensibilities would like pull up their glasses, their very Puritan glasses, and be like, that offends me. I don't like to see people dying. But sir, ma'am, nobody died. She just got hit by the car. Nobody ever said she died. So silly. Oh, I don't like to see death in my commercials. It sends a bad message to the kids. The kids might think that life isn't infinite. Sir, you can die any day. You gotta live like that. Otherwise, you're taking life for granted. Those silly Americans. To be fair, I'll say I love Americans. Canadians have that issue too, where they can get oddly Puritan with certain things and oddly like conservative. And I don't mean conservative like left versus right. I mean conservative like I want to conserve weird innocence of children by never exposing them to like life. So not like left or right politics. I'm not talking like conservatives. I'm talking like conserve weird things like innocence. And I'm like, you know, kids should probably know about things die and life and probably understand that the birds and the bees is a real thing. You don't want them to be shocked at 13. But alas, it's not necessarily an American thing either. That's the thing. Like you grow up in certain environments and it's the standard, right? You know, life and death happens, how life is made and how life is taken. What about Californians? Ooh, that's a complicated topic because Californians are both. There are Californians that can be very like realist, and then there are Californians who can be very ostrich, right? Like, and this is the same in every area. It's not just California. People who want to live like ostriches and just stick their head in the sand, and others who want to live very much seeing the world for what it is. And I have to say, that's what makes California a beautiful place for entertainment. Because you will get all artists there. The artists who want to expose life for what it is, the beauty and the ugliness. And then you have the people who want to create content that doesn't include any of it. So California is a really interesting place. And I've never been there, so I am purely speaking out of my butt. But what I've heard is it is a place of extremes. You can correct me if I'm wrong. It is a place of extremes where you have very extreme views. Some people who believe one thing, other people who believe another thing, and they come together and create something like Hollywood, where you have people who want to tell honest, brutal, cold stories, and other people who want to just create idyllic stories, fairy tales, create things that we know cannot be real, but we want to believe in them too. Concepts like true love and love's first kiss. Listen, we can't dismiss that Disney was there. So I have to say, California is a beautiful place. I've never been there. But from the outside looking in, it must be a very beautiful place filled with extremes, extremists, realists, and daydreamers. It has to be very unique. Very unique. But then again, whenever I look up anything in the United States, you can find that anywhere, just to different degrees and to different, I guess, like different ideas. But it's just because California is such a birthplace to modern media. It really, most of our media is created there, or at least almost invented there. Even if they film it somewhere else, it all goes through California, LA specifically. California is truly the center of the Western world. I don't know what else to say. It's Rome of the West. Whether we want to admit it or not, that is what it is. And that is why I would love to visit California. It's on my bucket list. Now, I wanted to visit California before I got like too old and wrinkly to be relevant. But on the flip side, you don't go to a place like California to show off, because you're going there to gawk at all the other beautiful people. But I want to I want to go to California really badly. I just don't want to admit it. I'll only admit it this one time where Nostradamus cannot make fun of me for it. But I really want to go to California, and I want to go to LA, and I want to see what Red Hot Chili Peppers sang about. They sang about Californication for a reason. And I sometimes listen to that song and I think like it speaks heavily to me. Really, like it speaks to me because I genuinely believe California is a place unlike any other. Again, everybody has their own opinions, but it's a weird place, definitely. Anyways, speaking of that last message that I received, Peaches, I haven't seen your name in a while. I can see that too, though. Like, it's definitely not for everybody. It's again, I've never even been there, so I'm purely speaking on what I've read and what I've been told, but it's not for everybody. Or rather, I guess it just depends on what you're looking for. Right? You could be looking for fame. That's probably a good place to start. Del Taco. Tacos. I'm starving. I wish you never said anything about tacos. I have to go. I haven't eaten anything all day. I heard the weather was quite nice because it was that dry heat. But again, I've never been, so I don't know any better. Being somebody who lives in Canada, I certainly wish I can give LA a try. Does anybody need a mail order bride from Canada? Mail order here, but I just want to go to LA. Oh, honey, I can be untaken very quickly. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Oh my God, don't shoot me. I am married. Straight to hell for me. Just a downward spiral path right to hell. It is what it is. Oh my God. Like, mail order bride, I can be that. You're already married. In Russian, we have this disgusting saying. I'm going to empty out of Guild Wars and I'm going to make myself huge so that I can start getting ready for bed. Watch. I'm big now. In Russian, we have this saying. It's pretty gross. I didn't make the saying up. It goes: Жена – это не стена, ее всегда можно подвинуть. What it translates to is, a wife is not a wall. You can always push her to the side. It's such a horrible saying, but it is an official saying in Russian. I've heard a few guys say it. It's so horrible. It's so horrible. It is specific to wives, though. It's not like a husband is a wall. But it's so stupid. It's so horrible. A wife isn't a wall. You can always push her to the side. It's so bad. My grandma taught me that saying when I was 15, 16. And that just like solidified in my mind. I'm like, oh my God. If I get married, I'm not a wall. He can always push me to the side. It didn't create a complex in me, I swear. I swear. Anyways, I do better get going. It is 11:11 where I am, so I better make a wish. I made a wish. Actually, Peaches, today it was very much not GG. I have to be honest. Today I played horribly. I felt like my fingers were engorged because every key that I thought I was going to hit, I didn't hit it. I was today spamming keys. It's been a week since I played Guild Wars and I felt like my fingers didn't fit on the keyboard, for crying out loud. I looted 10 bodies, 10 enemies, and you know what's the worst part about that? I didn't even know when I did it. When did I press F? I don't know. I didn't mean to press F. I'm pretty sure I was trying to press D. And I was pressing F. I don't know. Oh. Auto loot is a thing that I have activated. And now I feel stupid. Not only did my fingers feel fat, I forgot my own settings. Well, you learn something new every day. I'm pretty sure I only turned on auto loot within the last 3 months. Yawn. Last 3 months, okay? Okay. You're probably right. It was probably auto loot this whole time. I'm a dingus. Let's just pretend like I'm not a dingus. Not a dingus. Who's the dingus? Someone is the dingus, but it's not me. The important thing is that it's on. Yeah, that's the important thing, is that auto loot is on. I'm going to take that as my lead to go. Actually, Subject Pang, I think it was about a month ago when you mentioned it. I think even on stream, I accessed my settings to make sure that it was on. Can we just like wipe this whole thing from our memory? Where's that like thing? Where's that thing in Men in Black? It's just like a little pen where you like click it and everybody forgets everything. That would be nice. Auto loot is on. Auto loot is on. It's on. Subject Pang, he did mention auto loot about a month ago. Maybe a little more than a month, but roughly. It's time for Betty Bye. I should go sleep. That is very much what I remember. I thought so too. As soon as Latin Boy said auto loot, I remembered going into my settings. I'm embarrassed. Also, hello. It's nice to see your name. I'm actually really happy to see a lot of your guys' familiar names. I'm always glad to see your names. Thanks, Grouty. I do wish you luck with your tattoo. And if you're ever, designing things and you need an artistic lens, not to say that I'm an artist, I'm not like super artistic, but if you ever want to send me on Discord anything design wise, I would love to look into it and offer some, tweaks or anything. I I love drawing. I love tweaking around. So please send any designs my way. And if you like my opinion, I could always give my opinion on any design or what needs to be. Yeah? Do send me something. If you send me like a few ideas of what you're really interested in, I would. Oh, thanks. You're more famous than me. Get the hell out of here. I would love to at least tweak something. And then, you can kind of tailor it to your liking. I don't know. I love art. I'm really like almost OCD with how I love things to be distanced, placed, positioned. So if you're ever in the mood to design something or you would like me to draw you something, I'm actually really down. Let me know on Discord. I'm actually really, really down. Or at least I can look up some ideas for you and maybe tweak them. I'm easy. Not that easy. I see Latin voice message. Not that easy. Should I take out Nostripus's furry painting? I actually, Latin boy, I have not forgotten that you wanted me to draw your character. Your character in Guild Wars is a little hard because in order for me to draw him, I would need to add a lot of colors to differentiate who it is. But I have not forgotten and I am committed. I do love drawing. And especially after this week, I will have a lot more free time to just sit down and bang something out. No black and white. No, I also love coloring. And without colors, how are you supposed to see who it is? I wouldn't know. Anyways, guys, thanks for sticking around. Let me know if you want me to do anything. I can definitely flex my artistic muscle, though it's been a really long time. I do actually have an Intuos, like one of those drawing pads that I've never used, but I can certainly try it out. I can. An art channel. Imagine this starts as a Guild Wars channel and then just turns into like an art channel. Like, here, look at my cleavage and me drawing. Come for the cleavage, staying for the art. I would love that. Growdy, please send me your ideas. I love the art. It's a quiet passion of mine, so please. Oh, Discord art channel. Oh, goodness. Well, please. Tell me what to draw and I'll do it. All right, guys. I thank you for staying around. I hope you all have a good night. And I will be back on tomorrow for more. I think tomorrow's Demonologist and Valheim, but you can convince me of something else. It's all up to you guys after all. Have a good night. Growdy, Latin boy, subject pang. I hope everybody sleeps well. And I will see you tomorrow